Night patrol with the Community Fisheries Enforcement Unit.
And we busted this guy, I'd say about 6 or 7 times, and he just got out of jail for all of our violations, so we'll try and find him and see where he's at.
Officer Nathan Hillen begins this Saturday night shift trying to track down a repeat offender, a fisherman who has a history of using lay nets, which are illegal in all waters surrounding Maui. A few minutes later, he spots a truck that's been sitting for several days in the parking lot at Kahului Harbor.
Hi, Central CR10, you got time for an RO, please?
This truck was stolen and abandoned here. Hillen waits with Supervisor Jeffrey Connors for officers from the Maui Police Department to take over the stolen vehicle case. Now back on the road, the officers of the Community Fisheries Enforcement Unit, or CFEU, are dedicated to educating locals and visitors about state of Hawaii fishing rules. This unique year-old enforcement unit was established to give the Department of Land and Natural Resources, Division of Conservation and Resource Enforcement, a community-oriented, proactive approach to fishing resource protection and preservation.
Prior to this, we were too spread out amongst the island, doing other kind of cases, whether it's boating or forestry and hunting, and we're kind of widespread. And with this fisheries enforcement unit, we get to come back and just focus on the fisheries resources.
With grant funding from Conservation International and the Harold Castle Foundation, the 3-officer CFEU team works by day in the water and by night patrolling a 13-mile-long stretch of Maui's North Shore from Hulu Island to Baldwin Beach Park.
It helps the community keep in contact with us and be part of the part of the program to help us preserve what we have and help us live in that lifestyle of enforcing and looking out for one another, and basically taking a role on a community aspect, on a community level, to help fix the problem and help preserve what we have.
The problem of illegal fishing has often depleted the fish population here and elsewhere across the Hawaiian Islands. These officers, all Maui-born, are fishermen and divers themselves. They've personally observed fish populations decline and happily have begun to see some improvements thanks to their efforts and community support for them. After spotting 3 night divers just offshore of Baldwin Beach Park, Officer Connors hunkers down at the shoreline and watches them through night vision binoculars. Once the trio comes ashore, he approaches them.
Everybody get IDs on them. Deal in Aria. You guys didn't know already.
While this trio of divers claims ignorance of state fishing regulations, that's not enough to escape being cited for numerous violations, 7 in all.
Everybody all gonna get the same court date, same time, yeah? Like I said, it's just a court appearance that you gotta go to. Like I said, it's not a mandatory fine or anything like that. And the violation is undersized kumu, yeah? Possession. That's the section number if you need to look. I am taking the 5 as evidence, yeah? So just in case if you want to challenge the citation, I'll bring it to court, yeah?
They not only have lobsters caught out of season, but one has a female lobster which is never in season. They have more than a dozen undersized kumu, or goatfish. They hope encounters like these will educate people and potentially prevent additional or repeated illegal fishing. This night patrol ends with some of the catch being returned to the ocean.